The Jets have an opportunity to get their pass rushing season started, and if this works out, this could be perfect for the New York Jets, and Matt and I are going to break it all down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt. We're here day before week 2, baby. The Jets are playing the Titans, and there is a chance that this Jets pass rush can really get things going against a young Titans group that Matt especially believes is just not going to be able to hang with the Jets if all works out well. But real quick, guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, or I will take this here microphone, fling it out my window, run out onto my balcony, and yell at people down the street to subscribe to Jets Digest. And if they don't, then I'll dump water on them or something, because I'm getting pretty upset with the subscriber count, guys. But let's jump into it. Matt, you really think this is a massive part for the Jets? This is a massive upcoming game for their defense, their pass rush specifically. Take it away.
Yeah, so obviously the Jets starting off 0-1 is not ideal for the season that they were looking to have. But I think the pass rushers, after coming out poorly against the 49ers, might have an opportunity this week because they're matched up against a rookie left tackle who reportedly, according to PFF, struggled in their first game. So can you put up the report for J.C. Latham now, Chris?
That I absolutely can do.
There it is. So PFF, they do great work. They go through looking at every rookie for every snap of every game. They said J.C. Latham, who was the 7th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, had a really good debut as an overall tackle, but struggled in pass protection. Now, we went over the PFF grades for the Jets pass rushers against the 49ers, and they were really, really, really low. So this could be an opportunity for them to get their heads on straight and get ready for a good season ahead. So we're going to have Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald are going to be matched up against J.C. Latham. And it's important to be able to get around this guy specifically because of Will Levis and the struggles that he has. Will Levis, one of the biggest knocks on Levis coming out of Kentucky was the fact that he does not sense pressure well in the pocket, which means if we can get around that left tackle who struggled in week 1, we can get to a quarterback who doesn't sense pressure well, and we can potentially force more fumbles, looking for the first turnover forced by the New York Jets defense this year. Week 1 against the Bears, the Tennessee Titans, the exact same situation that I'm describing happened. A pass rusher for the Chicago Bears came around that left end around Will Levis, never saw him coming, never felt him coming, and put the ball on the ground for the Jets. Also, the other knock on Will Levis coming out was his decision making. We saw on the play that everyone's having fun, making fun of Will Levis for, when he scrambled forwards and flicked the ball into the hands of a waiting Chicago Bears defender for a pick six, shows that maybe he hasn't corrected these issues and these decision-making shortcomings as much as he probably should have at this point in his career. But the Jets can take advantage of that too. So the problem with the Jets pass rush, they need to put pressure on Will Levis, but it's not about putting pressure on him, because we have to remember Will Levis doesn't sense pressure. So what that means is if you pressure him, he's not going to feel the pressure, which means if you're close, he's still going to throw a perfect pass. But the thing is, if you are close, he's not going to know you're close. So if you're able to knock the ball out of his hands, he's not going to be protecting himself. So Chris, you play basketball with me a lot. You know how I shoot? I shoot when someone gets their hand in my face, I just shoot like the hand's not even there. So the problem is I make a lot of shots, but I get blocked a lot. And I think that same situation is going to happen with Levis, because he's going to make a lot of great passes. You're going to be like, wow, that guy was right next to him, and he still delivered a perfect pass. How did he even do that? How does he stand so tall in the pocket? And then there are other plays where like, how did he not know that guy was right next to him? And he got crushed on this play. He made this pass on this play, and it just doesn't work out. But that is going to be the key matchup in this game for the Titans versus the Jets, and how the Jets can force more turnovers for their defense and to put their offense set up in better situations.
Yeah, and I mean, going into this game, obviously you're not going up against the 49ers. You're playing a worse team. This is a chance for the Jets defense to really get things going after a week where they had a total of 3 sacks. One of them was by Tony Adams, the Jets' free safety. So I think that says a lot about how the Jets rushed rushed Brock Purdy specifically in the first week. Now, again, it's just week one, obviously, and we've talked about it a bit. We did a video on it that came out yesterday just about Hassan Reddick, the fact that having him back would be very nice, but the Jets are not going to need him against the Tennessee Titans, or at the very least, they shouldn't need him against the Tennessee Titans. And even Latham himself kind of spoke out on the Jets and said how he thinks it's a very good defensive front line. He said that he's ready to take this on, that they're just a really talented group, that he can't wait to go up against them and see what he can do. I can't wait either, because this is a chance for the Jets, who have pretty young edge rushers in Jermaine Johnson, in Will McDonald, two guys who McDonald's in year 2 of his NFL career. Johnson's in year 3. Like, it's a group of young guys, and you kind of get to be the veteran right here going up against Latham. So that's something that they should look at, kind of feel some momentum in, and I think it is going to be helpful for them because, well, frankly, their pass rush just needs to be better. It's something that, especially in modern football, you need to have a good pass rush. The game is so revolving around passing the football to where no teams run 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore. So you look at this and you're like, okay, we absolutely need to be able to get to the quarterback. We need to give Will Levis some pressure. Levis, as of right now, has not been able to handle pressure, despite the fact that he has looked like a good quarterback. But he also puts mayonnaise in his coffee. So you know what? If he gets sacked a few times, maybe that'll change his mind about that whole thing. Maybe he'll throw up because it's a disgusting thing for a human being to do. But also, you look at this. There's also more to look at. Another Titans rookie that, Matt, I know you want to talk about, so just take it away.
Yeah, so switching over to the defensive side and going back to the same Pro Football Focus article, they have ranked DAndre Sweat at their number 3 rookie from week 1. Now, what DAndre Sweat is he is a nose tackle, which means he's going to line up directly over the center, and his job is to make sure that the running back can't run through the A-gap, can't run directly up the field, and he wants to make sure that the Jets' offensive line does not get pushed against the Tennessee Titans' defensive line. Now, the reason why this is a problem for us is because the Jets failed to garner push in the first game against the 49ers, and if we're now going up against DAndre Sweat, if this guy is a special player, he was drafted in the 2nd round out of Texas, so they clearly have high hopes for him. They clearly had him graded out as a highly ranked prospect. So if he can now team up with Jeffrey Simmons, that's a guy who's made all pros in his career. That's a guy who's a great player, but so far he's been alone. Now, DAndre Sweat, he's a player who, coming out of college, they compared him to Vince Wilfork. Now, that's a player that a lot of Jets fans remember. Now, the thing about what Vince Wilfork does, it's not really about what he does. It's about what he prevents you from doing, which is, like I said before, getting push off the offensive line and getting your running back run game going up through the middle of the field. So if you remember, the first 2 plays against the 49ers, the Jets had pitches, which means they got Breece Hall running outside the tackle box and outside away from the defensive line of the 49ers. This is going to be a trend that continues into week 2. The Jets, no doubt, will want to avoid the interior defensive line of the Tennessee Titans, and they're going to try to do that with Breece again to get him going around the outside. And that is no doubt a focal point of the game plan for the Jets working on Tennessee Titans tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we know the Jets, they're a run-heavy team. That's not going to change. You're not going up against the 49ers defense, but the Titans do have good individual talents at defense, specifically L'Jarius Sneed, and obviously he's not going to be doing much when it comes to defending the rush, as he is a cornerback, so it's the last position you're going to really expect that out of. But they do have some talented guys. I am interested into seeing how the Jets do this. I mean, on a general sense, I think they're going to win. I think they're going to
wait. So speaking of guys they have, I don't know, it was kind of an underrated, or it was a under the radar kind of signing. They signed a new safety at the end of the summer, but he was ruled out for week 1. Do you know who I'm talking about by any chance?
I do. Do, in fact. It's someone who we have thought about talking about on this channel. I'm not sure. Is he playing?
I don't know if he's playing.
It's unclear.
That's going to be a decision for the Titans. They're going to release, when they release their pre-game injury report, that's going to be something that we're going to figure out then. But today on Saturday, we don't know whether or not Jamal Adams, the ex-safety for the New York Jets, is going to be playing against the Jets. But what we do know is if he does play, he's going to come down the box, and he's going to be another guy who's going to make it tough to run the ball on the Titans. So he's going to be inside the box, so these outside runs to Brees he may not be as effective on, but he's a super fast, super athletic player, and he's a great tackler. So he's going to make it tougher on Brees Hall all day should he be in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal Adams, obviously, when he was on the Jets, great at being this strong safety that had just incredible tackling ability. Jets got a haul of all hauls for him. Obviously, that led to Garrett Wilson. So thank you, Jamal Adams. I also think we're at a point where Jamal Adams has become an underrated player in the NFL. He's had a lot of injuries.
Oh, we've been there. We've been there. When everyone's calling him Blitz Boy, it's ridiculous because he's just really, really good at blitzing. It's not that he can't do the other stuff. He's still great at everything else. I remember him being a rookie guarding Rob Gronkowski, and Rob Gronkowski was just getting grabbed the entire game. He was struggling against Jamal Adams. So he's the guy can play. He just needs to stay healthy, which has been not only difficult, it's been impossible for him over the last 2 years, which is unfortunate because I do want to see him play, but not if it's at the expense of a Jets win.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting to see where this goes with Jamal Adams and all just this Titans defense in general. Win or lose, I assume Jamal Adams will be back on Twitter trash-talking fans. Or I don't know. I know he had a week where he just decided to go in on some fans, which honestly, in retrospect, pretty funny. Like,
I mean, if they're going in on you, you gotta defend yourself, right?
Yeah, which means if you guys comment something negative about me and Matt, we're gonna show up at your front door. No, that's not true. But guys, make sure you leave a comment, nice or mean. We'll respond. We'll break down. We'll have some football conversation with you. So let us know in the comments below what y'all think. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets. Also, I will show up at your front door.